Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Vaginal Healing Podcast. My name is Akira, and I'm a dietitian that helps women to heal from chronic vaginal infections. And I was inspired randomly to make this video. I sometimes get like intuitive downloads as to what to create or what to post. Not sometimes, but usually all the time. And something told me to make an episode on how to really heal chronic vaginal infections within 30 days. Recently, I just finished a 30-day posting challenge on TikTok, and day one was me breaking down everything you needed to know to heal chronic vaginal infections. But I figured I would make it into a podcast episode. I have absolutely no notes, so I'm just going to be winging it. So before we get started, make sure to take notes. Make sure that you are staying down somewhere and you are listening. You may want to listen to this episode more than once to really integrate the knowledge and also figure out for yourself how you're going to then create your own protocol and things like that. But if this podcast helps you in any way, please leave a rating and review down below so that this podcast can get pushed out to other women who need it. And also feel free to follow me on all of my platforms and on my YouTube channel. So, I wanted to give you guys motivation that no matter how long you've been dealing with chronic vaginal infections, it could be 2 years, it could be a few months, it could be 10 years, your body is still capable of healing because the human body is designed to heal. The failure of the healthcare system to learn how to heal chronic vaginal infections, combined with society's stigma around vaginas, combined with also just lack of knowledge in general, lack of knowledge, societal stigma, and then feelings of unworthiness, shame, doubt, all these things combined is what keeps women stuck in a cycle of chronic vaginal infections. Because as we know, the Western medicine way is to treat with medications, but medications do not heal chronic vaginal infections because medications, antibiotics, antifungals, they're wiping away good and bad microbes, which then allows for the bad microbes to overgrow and stay dominant. And some of these microbes can cause biofilms, which makes it 10 times harder to then even heal from the chronic vaginal infections. And doctors don't know much about gut health. They don't know much about biofilms. They don't know what it really takes to heal chronic vaginal infections simply because they're not taught. Not every doctor, because more functional doctors, naturopathic doctors, and other doctors who actually care to learn, they know. But most doctors that women are seeing do not know how to treat vaginal infections outside of what they've been taught, which is using antibiotic creams or gels, and also pills as well. So I had to learn the hard way because I dealt with chronic vaginal infections twice. From 2017 to 2019, I dealt with yeast infections, mycoplasma, plasma. I healed myself naturally at that time with actually while I was studying abroad in the Netherlands. So I didn't have an EVI test. I didn't have, honestly, all I knew was that I had to heal myself. And so that's what I did. But I didn't really have much resources because there wasn't much online about this. And I was just like, if I just do this, I know that my body has to heal and that's it. So that's what I did. And then I ended up getting recurring vaginal infections again, 2023 to 2025. And at this time, I saw Evie was around. So that's why I decided I'm going to get the Evie test. And I healed myself literally in 7 days. The first time it took me 3 months, second time it took me 7 days. And the difference was my identity, my nervous system, and also my mindset. But I want to give you guys inspiration because I was able to heal in 7 days. Like when I tell you guys, literally, as soon as I got my supplements that I ordered for myself on my own protocol, because my diet was already in check, my mind was already in check. All I needed were supplements. The minute I started taking those, I swear to you, the BV symptoms I was dealing with for 2 years were gone. No more odor, no more itching, no more anal itching, no more weird discharge. Nothing, like it was gone. Completely gone within 7 days. That goes to show you how fast the body can heal and how fast it wants to rebalance itself. I currently have a client, I have a few clients. I have one client right now who she was dealing with a chronic yeast infection for 4 years and she felt really hopeless. And in my VAG reset program, you guys know I do 3 phases. I do phase one is like a lymphatic detox and drainage and supports phase. Phase two is killing in the die-off phase, and also getting rid of like the overgrowth, the biofilm busting. Phase three is the microbiome restoration. So phase one is usually 7 days. Within 1 week of her being in phase two, her symptoms have completely stopped. So after 4 years of having a really itchy vagina, 4 years, within 1 week of phase 2, which was basically her second week working with me, because phase 1 is a week, phase 2 is a few weeks. Within the first week of phase 1, she has not had an itchy vagina since. Right now, we are over 2 weeks into her phase 2. And ever since she started phase 2, she's only had 1 day of itchiness. And the next day, it went back to normal. No itchiness, no discharge, nothing. Mind you, like she literally like it was a complete 180 so fast. And so if she was also able to heal a 4-year vaginal infection, and she's still going through the healing process because we didn't get to phase 3 yet, because I want to make sure that she's good on the line. But if she was able to experience a quick shift like that within 2 weeks after a 4-year yeast infection, this goes to show you guys not only me, but someone else can do it. That means that you can also do it as well. I have another client. She was dealing with recurring vaginal infections for 10 years. 10 years. She took her healing process took a little bit longer because she had some gut health issues going on. So we did a GI map test with her, which is basically a stool test that checks for everything going on in your gut. So if you have any gut health issue, a GI map test is the way to go. Doctors don't test for it, but more functional practitioners test for it. And I offer it in the Vag Reset Advanced program. So with this client, we did a EPI test and a GI map test. So she's technically on 2 protocols I combined into one for her gut healing and her vaginal healing. So she took a little bit longer to heal, and I worked with her. I still am working with her because now we're more so focusing on the gut, because her vagina is like, she said that she told me literally that she feels 90% healed after 10 years. 10 years. 10 years, guys, I'm not making this up. 10 years of chronic vaginal infections, of not really being intimate, of just not really feeling her best, obviously. And so with this client now, we worked together for a few months, and as of recently, she told me that she feels 90% healed, which is obviously amazing, because when these women come to me at first, and I feel like almost every client I've had that comes to me is so emotional that they end up even crying on our call. Like almost every single client, because I can understand how it feels, because I used to cry all the time. When your vagina has so much power, your womb has so much power. We have the power to create life and give birth, and our vaginas are electrical outlets full with like electricity and power. And men come to us for energy, like they plug into us for energy. Like we have so much power, and there's so much societal standards and stuff around vaginal health. And so when your vaginal health is off, that can really plummet your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-concept. I don't know what I said. Your self-concept, your self-confidence, so many things, because now when your vagina's out of balance, all of a sudden this girl's vagina stinks, or now she doesn't have good pussy, and now you feel ashamed because, one, you don't want to have a smelly vagina. 2, you want to have sex but you can't. 3, it's embarrassing to explain to partners. 4, you don't want to go anywhere because you're itching everywhere. 5, your odor is so bad it's coming through your pants. So like this is a really, really, really embarrassing thing to deal with, especially when you're in the middle of it and you have no idea what to do, how to get out of it, how to heal, and especially when you're dealing with partners or you're in a relationship. So it's a really, really, really emotional thing to deal with. But once you can figure out how to heal, then your life just completely changes, because now you can actually go back to normal. So this client, she's basically healed. She actually is healed. And so right now we're just focusing on other things that she has, like other health goals and stuff. So um, I just want to give those examples before I even get into this, to show you guys that, and I'm probably going to have some clients come on the podcast in the future, just to give you guys even more solidified proof that your body is capable of healing. Your body is designed to heal. Your body wants to heal. It just needs the right protocol, the right tools, the right structure, and the right guidance. And unfortunately, your normal GYN most likely will not be giving you the right guidance to heal. So I'm going to break down nutrition advice for you guys to heal your recurring vaginal infections as quickly as possible. This will require supplements. It's going to require diet changes. It's going to require identity changes. It's going to require some changes. But if you are seriously fed up with chronic vaginal infections, you have to make a change because clearly right now, whatever you're doing is not working. And you can either choose to stay in this identity and dwell in this and just let your vagina dictate your life, or you can decide, I have the power and I get to decide what goes on in my life. And if I choose to live a life back to normal when I have no chronic vaginal infections, then that's the life that I'm going to live, period. And that's the thing. A lot of women that are dealing with chronic vaginal infections, they're so used to letting their vaginas bully them and to let their mind and their thoughts bully them. And in reality, you have to take your power back and stand firm in your power, and you decide what goes on in your body. Your vagina wants to balance itself, she just needs help. But you have to take control and not let what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling dictate your whole entire reality. Because there are women who don't go to the gym because of their vaginal infection. They don't have sex. They don't have partners. They don't go out. There's so many things that with these infections women don't do. Like, and it's that can really alter your life and that can cause serious major depression. So it's the same advice I give in all of my episodes, but when it comes to nutrition, number one, you should be eating within the first hour waking up. I do not believe women should be intermittent fasting because when we first wake up, our cortisol, which is our stress hormone, is the highest. Its job is to wake us up and to regulate our circadian rhythm. And so when you wake up and your cortisol is high, but then you're like, oh, I'm going to skip breakfast, I'm going to rush or whatever, now your cortisol is just high. And now your body is like, what's going on? Are we okay? Is everything okay? And your body thinks that you're either starving yourself or you're in a famine or your body thinks that you're running danger. So the brain is very primal in the sense where it doesn't differentiate between different types of dangers. It just knows that any kind of danger or stress is danger and stress, and that's it. So you may be running late for work, skip breakfast or whatever, but your body thinks that you're outrunning a lion or a kidnapper or something. So it puts your body in fight or flight mode. So when you wake up, your cortisol is the highest. Your cortisol and your blood sugar are linked. When one is high, the other is high. Then when you go about your day skipping breakfast and rushing through your day, your cortisol spikes even more because your body thinks that you're in danger. And so now you're in fight or flight mode. By the time you get around to eating your first meal, it may be 12, it may be 6 p.m. By that time, when you eat, because you waited so long to eat, your body kind of, what's the word, got like your blood sugar got really excited and it spiked really high and then it crashed. That's why you get that midday slump, that midday fatigue, feeling a really, really strong urge to take a nap after eating or taking a nap in the middle of the day. And caffeine does not work for you. And this is why you also may gain weight in your stomach area. When you're chronically living like this and eating like this, you're spiking your cortisol and you're crashing your cortisol, which means that you're spiking your blood sugar and you're crashing your blood sugar. So you need to be eating within the first hour of waking up, and it needs to be a protein rich meal. So aiming for at least 30 grams of protein, a fibrous carb, non-starchy preferably, and a healthy fat. So these are the three macros. You want them to be in all of your meals, all of your snacks, your smoothies, your shakes, stuff like that, because the three macros help to balance each other out. Carbs are typically fast digesting unless they have fiber in them. And then protein and fats are slow digesting. So since carbs can be spiked really fast and cause high blood sugar, proteins and fats help to stabilize that blood sugar spike and that cortisol spike. So protein and fats can help to ground your blood sugar and your nervous system. So you want all your meals to have protein, fibers, carbs, healthy fats, and you want to avoid naked carbs, which are carbs by themselves with no fiber, no protein, no fats. So eat within the first hour waking up. Then after that, you want to basically eat every 3 to 4 hours to keep your blood sugar stable so that your body knows, oh, we're eating now, we're safe. We're eating now, we're safe. If you're not eating, your body doesn't feel safe and it puts you in fight or flight mode and causes blood sugar and cortisol spikes, which then causes you to stay stuck in a cycle of recurring vaginal infections. So eat every 3 to 4 hours after that. And then I'm thinking, what else actually? Eat every 3 to 4 hours. In between, you should obviously be hydrating. So you should be hydrating with half your body weight in fluid ounces. And hydration can come from smoothies with no added sugar, fresh juices with no added sugar, decaf herbal teas, coconut water. Just keep coconut water to a minimum of like 8 to 12 ounces a day. Obviously, regular water, water with electrolytes. Um, Dairy, yogurt, kefir, all these things, and even broths and bone broths and soups like that not like creamy based soups, but more like brothy based soups. These all can count towards hydration. So in between, you want to be hydrating with half your body weight in fluid ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, that means that your hydration goal daily is 50 fluid ounces. So breakfast within the first hour waking up, eating every 3 to 4 hours, hydrating with half your body weight in fluid ounces, and you do not want to have caffeine on an empty stomach. Caffeine should only be after a meal because caffeine is a stimulant. So if you're having a stimulant on an empty stomach when your cortisol is already high, you can only imagine how much higher it's spiking your cortisol because it's a stimulant. So caffeine should only be after a meal, not before a meal. And again, your meals need to be grounded with at least 30 grams of protein, a fibrous carb, and a healthy fat. Fibrous carbs can come from any of the 5 fiber food groups, which are fruits, veggies, grains, legumes, and nuts slash seeds. If you are worried about your blood sugar, focus more on non-starchy, um, cruciferous veggies or low-starch fruits, such as like low glycemic fruits, um, minimal grains, as well as legumes, and then also you can have moderate like nuts or seeds. Everyone's body is different, so this is just general education. It's not like one-to-one advice because everyone is different. Um, but that's basically how you want to eat. And women should be getting around 25 grams of fiber in a day, but you have to slowly and gradually add fiber into your diet because if you add too much at once, it will cause symptoms. So maybe you start off with 5 grams a day for a week, then you do 10 grams a day for a week, then 15, then 20. And then after you get to 25 consistently, you can go really, really high in your fiber. I follow this girl on YouTube. Her name is Fiber China. She eats over like 80 grams of fiber in a day, and she has really, really good fiber recipes. So fiber is going to be really, really, really important. And so, with eating every 3 to 4 hours, your last meal should be 2 hours before bed to allow your body to break down the food and digest it so that when you are sleeping, you're not digesting your food in your sleep, making it harder for your body to focus on your healing. So, eating like this in itself can make a really big difference in helping you to heal. When my clients work with me, even if they don't have the supplements yet or their EVI results yet, they typically will see relief just from eating like this alone. Um, so it's really, really, really important that you are eating. Something else to also keep in mind is that when you're not eating, how do you expect to get the nutrients your body needs to heal? Like you're undernourishing your body, and on top of that, you're spiking your cortisol. And if you're not getting your nutrients from food, where else do you expect to get nutrients from in order to help you heal? So you can't skip meals and then eat one meal a day or eat non nutritive meals and then just expect a miraculous turnaround. You have to support your body. You should also be getting probiotic rich foods in your diet every single day or resistant starches. Probiotics, for me, every single day, I have one kombucha or a water kefir. I have one small 10-ounce kefir, and I also have some yogurt every single day for probiotics in my diet. Because I like sauerkraut, but I'm not going to voluntarily eat sauerkraut or kimchi. This is not what my taste buds want. So, that's how I choose. And whenever I can get pickled vegetables, I can because I do like pickled veggies when they're sweet. Um, but yeah, that's basically how I get probiotic rich foods. Resistant starches are basically starches that have been cooked and cooled overnight, which allows them to then bypass your digestion. So they don't spike your blood sugar or cause severe symptoms like regular starches do, because they go straight into your colon and they act as a prebiotic. And so I have several videos on TikTok talking about resistant starches. But with your starches, whenever you can cook and cool them overnight and eat them the next day, it's way better on your blood sugar and on your gut than having a starch fresh. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a starch fresh. It's just better benefits when you can have it cooked and cooled and eat it the next day. You can still reheat it, but as long as it's cooked and cooled for 24 hours, that's all that matters. So something else I also want to mention is that with healthy fats can come from nuts, seeds, avocados, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish, which are salmon, mackerel, anchovy, sardines, and herring. And then also I'm missing something, I think. I also have other like healthier saturated fats like grass-fed butter, grass-fed ghee, organic coconut oil, but those in moderation because they're saturated. But the other fats are really, really, really important for you in order to help with vaginal elasticity, lubrication, inflammation. So make sure all your meals have all 3 macros. Make sure you're having breakfast within the first hour waking up. You're eating every 3 to 4 hours. No caffeine on an empty stomach. 25 grams of fiber in a day. hydrating with half your body weight in fluid ounces, and stop eating 2 hours before bed. So, this is a baseline way of how to eat in order to heal your body from not just vaginal infections, but insulin resistance. If you want to lose weight, for blood pressure, like this way of eating can literally help with anything, absolutely anything. And if you deal with insulin resistance in any way, shape, or form, eating your carbs last is always going to be your best bet to help with blood sugar control as well. So that's basically how you want to eat. But it's not just about that either. It's also about your plant diversity. So there are studies that show that you should be getting around 30 grams or more, 30 grams, sorry, 30 plus plants in a week, which can look like, for example, let's say you buy 7 different fruits, one for each day of the week, like an apple for Monday, kiwi for Tuesday, an apple for Wednesday. By the end of the week, you have 7 different plants from those 7 different fruits. With your vegetables, if you do a vegetable blend that has 4 different vegetables in it, that's 4 different plants. Let's say you do a seed blend that has chia, flax, hemp, pumpkin, that's 4 different plants. Let's say you do a nut blend that has walnuts, almonds, pistachios, cashews, that's 4 more plants. Then the same thing goes for legumes like beans, peas, lentils, chickpeas, and the same thing goes for grains. So when you do like quinoa, barley, farro, couscous, steel cut oats, rice, rye, all these things, the more diversity you have in your diet, the better. Um, but with the grains and stuff like that, the starches, you have to keep them to a minimum, especially when you're dealing with insulin resistance or when you're dealing with recurring vaginal infections. And you also would be better off having them as a resistant starch. But what also counts towards your 30 plant diversity a week is also herbs. So, like, for example, if you do herbal teas, or like, let's say for me, for example, like I have maca root powder, I have ginseng powder, I have cinnamon. So, like, these things all count towards your plant diversity and the fresh herbs that you cook with. So, like, let's say you cook with like some fresh thyme, ginger, turmeric, garlic, oregano, rosemary. These all count towards your plant diversity as well, as long as you eat these herbs. So, that's basically how you can get 30 plus plants in a week. And so, make it a priority to aim for all of your meals to be as colorful as possible. That's why they say to eat the rainbow. So instead of you just doing red peppers, do red, yellow, orange, green. Instead of you just doing regular onion, white onion, yellow onion, purple onion. That's basically how you want to eat. The more plants, the more colors, the better. So eat. So that is like the nutritional foundation. But even before that, I stress to you that you need to test and not guess, because otherwise you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to figure out what is causing your vaginal infection, what is a vaginal infection, and you're not going to feel secure if you don't know what is the infection. So before even the nutrition advice, take a test with Evie. I'm not telling you guys this just because I want you guys to use my affiliate link. I'm telling you guys this because it's going to save you so much time, effort, and money. Because once you know what you have, you can target it and heal it so much faster. When I was dealing with the recurring BV for 2 years, from 2023 to 2025, I thought it was mycoplasma and ureaplasma. I didn't even know it was BV. And then when I got tested, I saw it was BV. So it's important that you know what you're treating, because you can be treating the completely wrong thing. Imagine thinking you have BV when the whole time you have a yeast infection. And you've been trying to treat BV, but you have a yeast infection. That's a bacterial versus a fungal infection. That's two different ways of treating. So it's really, really, really important that you guys test with Evie. Evie checks for over 700 microbes that your normal GYN does not test for. So you can go to GYN, get tested, and they'll be like, oh, everything's fine, you're all good. But you know something is not good, because that was happening to me for years. I was going to doctors nonstop, and they're like, your swabs are negative, everything is fine. But I was having the worst inflammation on there. Like, it was raw, it was burning, it was red, it was peeling, it was like bad discharge, itching severely. Like, I was like, there's no way that they're saying that this is normal, like, when something is wrong. So you have to be the one to advocate for yourself and look for the results if your doctor is not helping you. Evie does take HSA and FSA as well. So just get a test with Evie, y'all. Get a fucking test. Get a test, and get to the root cause of your infection. My affiliate, well, not the root cause, but like, well, actually, it is a root cause. What I'm saying is, know what infection you have instead of just guessing and checking. So I do have a link for Ebby, and it's $20 off for your first order. So that can help you a lot if you want to get the Ebby test. But I also just recently posted another episode on nutrient deficiencies that can also be contributing to recurring vaginal infection. So, not only should you get an EVI test, you should go to your doctor and get those labs checked out. That was in that podcast episode, because you can be trying to throw oregano oil and dandelion root at your vagina when you might have diabetes and you don't even know because your blood sugar is elevated. So, guys, get your labs done, get your EVI test done, and know what's going on in your body. But even before that, you can still start the diet changes, but you should still get labs done, get everything checked so you can know exactly what's going on. Your gut health. Now, you should be going to the bathroom every single day, because if you're not, you're holding on to waste and recirculating it back into your body, which can contribute to hormonal imbalances and can contribute to gut imbalances and can contribute to recurring vaginal infections. So, go to the bathroom every single day and do not force it through laxatives. Your body should be able to go to the bathroom normally every single day. And if you cannot, then something is wrong. And you have to work with somebody like a dietitian that can help you learn how to go to the bathroom every single day, because your doctor is just going to give you a fiber prescription when in reality, you need to know why you cannot go to the bathroom every single day. I have a podcast episode on constipation, how to heal it from the root using bitters, and I have a YouTube video on how to heal constipation from the root. You can still be going to the bathroom every single day and still be constipated. So make sure that you know whether you're constipated or not, through your stool type by looking up a Bristol stool chart. And if you cannot go to the bathroom every day, you need help, then obviously work with a dietitian like me or any dietitian to help you learn how to go to the bathroom every single day. Because it's not just a matter of fiber. You can be eating all the fiber in the world, but if your motility is slow, your bile flow is slow, you have a low pancreatic enzyme output, you have low stomach acid, you have a sedentary lifestyle, you're dehydrated, then those all can contribute to you not going to the bathroom every single day. So make sure that you're going to the bathroom every single day as well. I'm thinking if I'm missing any other tips to give you guys. Let me think. I guess just some other brief tips is number one, when it comes to your hygiene, I have a whole section in my 30-day Vag Reset ebook on all the hygiene tips you need if you're worried about your hygiene. But that book is a great start to help you with your recurring vaginal infections, because it gives you a 30-day blueprint to follow, like word for word, to help you start your journey. And from that book alone, you can also heal your chronic vaginal infections. It has every single tip that I use to heal my chronic vaginal infections, and it's $47. So for you to sit here or be DMing me saying that you need help when the book is literally right there, like, you are wasting your own time. And on top of that, you're delaying your own healing. That book has every single thing you need to know to heal your chronic vaginal infections on your own without even working with me. But that book in itself is a great guide. On top of that, I have my Patreon membership, the Microbiome Makeover. I would utilize those two things if you're looking for like a low cost way to heal, because you can read the book, you can create your own protocol, you can follow the protocol that's in that book and all the tips. And then when you have questions, if you're a paid member in the Microbiome Makeover, you can ask questions, because we have daily Q&A and we have live weekly Q&A per request for paid members. So that is an easy ass way to heal your vagina. 47 for the book, they get to keep for a lifetime. And then the microbiome makeover is 50 a month, but you have to be a paying member. For free members, you only have access to the daily education. But that is a simple, easy way to heal. But all the hygiene tips I have are in that book and also scattered throughout my TikTok page. When it comes to sleep, aiming for 8 hours minimum a night. If you need help with that, I have tips for that on my TikTok and also in the book, or you can also just work with me as well. Um, then you also want to regulate your nervous system. So I have videos about this on my YouTube channel and throughout other podcast episodes and on my TikTok. So, like, guys, this knowledge is out there for you, but you can't just sit back and wait for someone to help you. You have to decide that you are going to heal and that you're going to take initiative. So if you want to heal, purchase the book, join the Patreon, stalk all of my TikTok and my YouTube videos, take notes, my podcast episodes, work with me. Like, don't just sit back and allow this to continue to control your life. Like, you can literally just invest in yourself and get the help and be healed for good. Like, it's really that simple. It's not anything complicated. And I have so many resources to help you guys heal. So you have that. So your sleep, 8 hours minimum, undisrupted sleep straight, 8 hours minimum. Hygiene, I have that in the book. Nervous system, I have that. And then also, when it comes to your mind and your identity, this is going to require a whole other episode, but I break this down in the book very thoroughly. You cannot outrun your identity. If you are dealing with chronic vaginal infections, somewhere in your identity, you have the identity of someone who either struggles with their health, health is hard, or they have a poor health identity. And as long as you have that identity, no matter what you do, even if you heal, you're always going to deal with health issues on the line, and you may even deal with vaginal infections again. That's what happened to me. I had a poor health identity my whole entire life. And what happened? 2 years later, not two, sorry, 4 to 5 years later, I had recurring vaginal infections all over again. So you have to really be solidified in a identity in which you are perfectly healthy, and that is it. But the book breaks down that whole topic in way better details than I am doing right now. Just because right now I don't really feel like going into all of that. That requires, sorry, a whole different episode. So but now I would just really, really, really follow these tips. I would really, really, really be consistent. I'd be disciplined. I'd be persistent. And I would keep going until you see results. And I would never, ever, ever, ever give up on myself. I never do. I never will. That's how I was and that's how I was able to heal twice from chronic vaginal infection, because I knew I was never in my life going to deal with these vaginal infections forever. That's just not me. And so if you have given up on yourself, stand the fuck up, take initiative, and do something about it. Even if you can't afford something right now, start putting money aside, save for it, save for my programs, do whatever you have to do, but you need to invest in yourself. If you know you have no idea what to do or what direction to take, I have low the lower cost options, the Patreon and the ebook. And then also, I have the Vag Reset program. That's my 3-month program where you have one-to-one access to me through WhatsApp. So you get voice note coached. You can ask me questions whenever you want. Doesn't matter the time. I'm going to answer within the next 24 hours. I answer really, really fast. Any of my clients can tell you that. I answer them really, really, really fast. So join the Vag Reset program where you can ask me questions 24/7. You write to me, I answer to you in voice notes. I give you your own protocol. I give you your own supplement recommendations. I give you every single thing that you need to know to heal so that you're not doing it alone. And you have my support and my guidance and my professional knowledge as a dietitian, my expertise. So that program is great, and it requires you to get an EVI test. Or if you know you have some deep underlying issues like gut health issues, really bad farts or really bad smelly burps, really bad bloating, skin issues, digestive issues, anything like that, and you know that it's deeper than just your vaginal health, then join the Vag Reset Advanced. That one comes with the EVI test and comes with the GI map test, which can give you a full body breakdown of what's going on in your gut and what's going on in your vagina. And that program is 6 months because for people that do both tests, usually if there's underlying imbalances, it can require some more healing, just because life circumstances, also the person's body's ability to heal, everything like that. So that program is 6 months. And all my programs, there's a payment plan. So you don't have to pay upfront if you don't want to, but there usually is an incentive to pay upfront anyways. But yeah, you guys, you have all these resources, you have all these ways to heal yourself. You have to stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you have to stop doubting your body's ability to heal, because it can heal, and the body is biologically designed to heal. Like when you get a cut, you don't have to worry about how it's going to heal. You know that's going to heal. Your vagina knows how to rebalance itself, but it needs your help and your support. And it's not getting that if you're sitting around trying different remedies, following people on TikTok that's not really helping you, and you're just sitting there while it's progressing and dominating your vagina. You're not doing anything about it actively, or you're not taking it seriously, or you're feeling down or bad. You're not doing anything about it. Stand up and do something about it, and your life will change. And then you can go back to having sex. You can go back to doing whatever you want. You can go back to the gym. You can go back to walking again. You can go back to eating sweets again, in moderation, of course. There are so many things that having recurring vaginal infections take from you that you can gain back once you really put your mind to it. Because you can do anything that you put your mind to. Once you put your mind to it, you heal your body, you gain your life back, you can just go back to normal. And that was all just a blip. It was all just a temporary thing. Something else that I have my free 8-hour vaginal healing sleep tape, and I also have a free vaginal healing supplement guide. But supplements are not a magic potion that's just going to heal you. You have to have the right diet, the right lifestyle, the right mindset. So it's not just take a bottle from Buster or boric acid, it's going to help you. Everything has to be in alignment. Because if I'm taking cinnamon pills every day to help my blood sugar, but I'm having 2 cans of soda a day, and I'm also having ice cream, and I'm also having sugary syrups and all these things. Is that cinnamon really going to be effective? No. I have to have the right diet. So you need to be in alignment with the supplements in order to see results from them. I think that's all I have to say for this episode. So, yeah, I'll leave off there. If this helped you, please leave a rating and review. And also check out my programs, my products, my resources, and take your life back into your hands and stop sitting around waiting for things to change, because I promise you, it is very unlikely that your vagina is just going to rebalance itself from you just sitting there doing oregano oil and garlic pills. You have to really deep dive into what's going on, get to the root cause, and follow a protocol or something that can help your body to rebalance itself. But I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Also, one more thing I want to say, stop blaming a man for your chronic vaginal infections. I have a whole episode on that. Your chronic vaginal infections is a result of a weakened vaginal microbiome and a weakened localized gut immune system. You can only get recurring vaginal infections from a man if your vaginal microbiome is not strong enough, because your vaginal microbiome is designed to protect you from chronic infections and from STs and STIs. So, again, stop putting the blame on other people, other circumstances, other sources, other things. Take radical responsibility. Not that it's your fault, because obviously there's biofilms involved. There's not diet, sorry, antibiotic resistance involved. Like, there's other things that are at play and involved. So it's not me blaming you guys, but stop putting the blame on other things and just start taking action towards healing yourself, because otherwise you're keeping yourself in victim mode. Now I'm really done. Bye, everyone.